Hello everyone, my name is Jaime.
I'm Lukas.
And today we're going to do some summer cocktails in our mason jars. We're here in Lisbon and it's been pretty hot, so it's always nice to have a refreshing drink after work. I'm going to do a caipirinha, which is a typical Brazilian drink, and Lukas is going to make a matcha latte.
So we have two kinds of jars that we're using today. One is the Mariposa, which is very unique because it has a separable glass cap. So it's very good for pouring and also for shaking, and we'll show you this more in detail in the recipe. And then we have the sunny cap here, the simple sunny cap, which is very nice to look inside. So let's get started. So Jaime just went to pick up some limes, and so that's why we're getting started here with the matcha latte. So what is matcha? Matcha is this little green powder. It is actually comes from the green tea leaf. So instead of having the full whole leaf, you ground it into a very, very thin and fine powder. That's why the preparation is a little bit different than with normal tea. It is a very, it's a drink with loads of nutrition, so it's considered a superfood, and that's exactly why I like it so much. So matcha actually was brought from Japanese monks from China back to Japan because they used it in their ceremonies, so specifically for their meditations. Because the very interesting part about matcha is that it really increases your focus and alertness while also reducing the anxiety. If you compare this to caffeine or like to coffee, because inside here is also caffeine, but with coffee you have this spike and then it goes really down, and with matcha it's a much more sustained level of energy. So that's why matcha is a little bit different than coffee. And there are two different kinds of matcha. One is the ceremonial one, the other one is for cooking. The ceremonial one you use for teas, and that's exactly the one which we have here today. So now let's start with the recipe. What you'll need today for this matcha latte is that you will need 1 teaspoon of matcha, 2 teaspoons of sugar. Gonna mix this all together. We will need hot water. It doesn't need to be boiling hot water, because with tea it's never good to use really boiling water, but warm water is totally fine. And some ice cubes and milk. I'm using here almond milk, but feel free to choose your own milk. So to get started. So the first step, what you're going to do is we're going to mix the matcha together with the sugar. Because one of the big problems here is that, or the difficulties is, that you need to make a little paste with the matcha before filling it together with the milk. Otherwise the matcha will clump up and then it's not going to mix very well. And the sugar here helps with dissolving the matcha into a smooth paste, which you can then very well put in together with the milk. So let's get started. So we're going to put 1 teaspoon of matcha, 2 teaspoons of sugar, and these we're going to mix now here all together. And as I said, we need to make a paste here, right? So that's really the important part. So that's what I'm going to do is I add the hot water, but I add the hot water just bit by bit, so that it can really create the paste. And I'm making, of course, a little mess here. So I take my little whisk, I start mixing here. I have an automatic one as well, which helps a little bit. And I'm looking that you need to whisk a little bit for some time until it gets really into this little paste, because it cannot be too liquid. And yeah, so we're just gonna mix it up a bit. So I've been whisking here now for more or less a minute, and that's really important because I really want to ensure that you don't have any clumps. And now it's a very smooth consistency, and that's exactly what we're looking for. So now we come to the fun part. Now we are ready with the most difficult part. Now we just add some ice cubes into the jar. Let's see, I think I have a little one that fits in here as well. We'll add our milk. So this is here almond milk. So the quantity that I use is I fill it exactly until here, this little star, because our jars, they have this measurement signs here where you can see exactly of how much you want to add. So it's very useful. And yeah, a little bit more. So, and now we add our paste. So now comes the part where we're all here for, to mix the beautiful green paste together with the milk. Let's slowly pour it in. And so now we see that it will slowly go down and will mix with the milk. But to finish it up, what I then do is that I close the jar with the glass cap. That's one of the great things of the Mariposa. I close it, then I mix it. Ah, beautiful. Here we have exactly the beautiful color that we're looking for. So this is our beautiful matcha latte. It's already getting very cold. That's amazing. That's exactly what we're looking for our summer cocktails. And let me try.
So I'm drinking here the matcha latte of Lukas, which is pretty good. It's a good drink whilst you're at work because it gives you energy, and as Lukas said, it helps you to focus more. But now we're gonna do summer cocktail, which is good after work, and we're gonna do a caipirinha, which is a Brazilian drink that uses limes, sugar, brown sugar, cachaça, which is sugarcane spirit, and crushed ice. And we are going to use our Mariposa 1 liter as a shaker and our Sunny Cap Simples as the cups. So you take your lime and you squish it on the table so you can release the juices of the lime. So you open the lime and you can cut it in quarters or in eighths. I usually do it in eighths. And basically then the lime has a white rid, and this rid you have to get rid of because it can make your caipirinha a bit bitter, and you don't want that. You want that natural acidity but not the bitterness of the white part. We're gonna now take our simple Sunny Caps, which are our cylindrical jars, which are really good for these types of drinks. You take the lids off and we're gonna insert the limes. So we're gonna insert the limes, and basically you want to have 3/4 of a lime per jar, per simple, and then you're gonna make 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 to 2 teaspoons of sugar. One. I'm gonna put more, half on each one. And our secret weapon, which is the clover, which we use then to squeeze the limes and the sugar. As you can see, the cylindrical jar that we use is very good for these types of drinks because of this clover. It really fits well inside, and it keeps always, it's pretty good. What you want to achieve is a type of liquid paste from the sugar and the lime juice. And now we're gonna insert the ice. I have here already crushed ice, which I crushed. You can have a normal crusher at home. If you don't have a crusher, there's a really cool trick, which is you put all the ice in a cloth, and then you start hitting the ice with the cloth on the table. It makes a lot of noise, so if you have neighbors, it's not a good idea, but it's a more old school way of crushing the ice. So we have here now the ice. Now we're gonna pour our sugarcane spirit, cachaça. And I don't know if you remember, I hope you liked our last video that was our canning video, which was pretty nice. If you haven't watched it yet, you can watch it on our YouTube channel. It's there. So now you have the cocktail ready, but it's not ready yet because imagine, if you're gonna drink now from the cup, it's really gonna have a really strong taste of cachaça, and what you want to have it shaken up. So you're gonna take your Mariposa liter, gonna open it up, you're gonna pour all the content inside, like this, and then you are gonna shake it. Remember, the jar has to be room temperature because you're putting cold things inside, and it's always more safe. But in terms of shaking, you can shake as you want. And as you can see, it's really good for shaking. It has a really good feel to it, you know. So when you start seeing this foam, it means that you're in a good way, because it means that the sugar is dissolving in the cachaça. Okay, so now the Mariposa is ready. You're gonna take the lid off for the easy pouring, as I said. It even did a, that is a good sign. And you're gonna pour the content back in. And now you have 2 perfect caipirinhas for a nice summer evening. So yeah, here Lukas.
Thanks a lot, Jaime.
Chin chin.
Chin chin.
So yeah, tell us what your favorite summer cocktail is in the comment section. And we're gonna write a blog post about these cocktails where you can find all the recipe and all the ingredients are on our website. So feel free to visit our website. And yeah.
Yeah, write also comments. If you have any questions, just answer, write a comment and we will answer right away. Follow our website if you want to have more information about the jars. And yeah, follow us and like and subscribe.
Have a nice summer.